Hi guys, and welcome to prediction week 6. We come a little bit earlier this week as I say I'm travelling come Monday after Monday morning. So there'll be another video here tomorrow. So this is for this Saturday and Sunday coming up, and we start at 12:30 with West Ham versus Tottenham. I know that Tottenham in the Premier League are struggling at Wembley at the moment, but they're playing all right away from home. And I do think that West Ham are going to put up a bit of a fight. You know, they'll make it a little bit tough for Tottenham, but I think that Tottenham will see it through. I'm going to go West Ham 1, Tottenham 2. We then go to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now, and we have Burnley versus Huddersfield. I've said I've been quite impressed with Huddersfield this season. And again, I say Burnley will make it tough for Huddersfield, but I do think Huddersfield will be the stronger. So I'm going to go Burnley 1, Huddersfield 2. Now this one's quite interesting. We now have Everton versus Bournemouth, two teams that are really struggling to get into form this season. I don't think Bournemouth have picked up any points, and Everton's got the fewest shots on target in about 4 or 5 games. So I watched them against Manchester United and I thought they did okay. They had a couple of good chances, but there was just no real end product. There wasn't anyone that was really going to change the game for them. And I thought that Manchester United were just far too strong for them. You could argue maybe earlier in the season they got a little bit lucky against Manchester City to get a draw out of that. So you know things are looking a bit tough for Everton at the moment. But hadn't I said that, it was a bit of a nasty start for them to the Premier League. You know, to have Manchester City away, then to have Spurs at home and Chelsea away, and then Man U away. You know, it was a bit of a nasty start to the season for them. But you know, it is at Goodison Park, and I do think that this is a good chance now for them to get their season going. Because even though Bournemouth are struggling and they're struggling as well, obviously I think Everton are the stronger side over Bournemouth. So I think that Everton's going to nick this one, and just to try and gain some confidence for them. So I'm going to go Everton 1, Bournemouth 0. We then have Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. Obviously, Roy Hodgson had his first game in charge for Crystal Palace last week. Ended up losing 1-0 to Southampton. But again, there were signs there that they could improve. But again, there was no real end product for them. There was no what's the word? They didn't really look strong coming forward. If you know what I mean, it didn't look like they were going to cause the keeper many problems. And obviously Manchester City is going to be a completely different animal, especially at Manchester City as well. I think Manchester City is going to be far too strong for them. I'm going to go Manchester City 3, Crystal Palace 1. We then have Southampton versus Manchester United. And again, I spoke about Manchester United this season. I think they're going to really take some stopping this year. Yes, okay, people are going to say, you can only do what's put in front of you. But and that will be the real test, when someone that's going to come at them. That's when we can really judge their season. But at the moment, they're scoring goals, they're keeping clean sheets. You can't really knock it at the moment. And I think they're going to win again this weekend. It's going to be a little bit tough, but I do think they're strong enough to beat Southampton. I'm going to go Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. We then have Swansea versus Watford again. Two teams that don't really score a lot of goals. Don't like to sound disrespectful when I say things like that, but I'm going to go for a dull 0-0 in that game. We then have Stoke versus Chelsea. I thought Chelsea they underestimated Arsenal on Sunday. I thought that they just had to turn up and they were gonna annihilate Arsenal like they usually do. I thought Arsene Wenger got his tactics spot on. He absolutely frustrated Chelsea, and they just couldn't get the job done in the end. Don't get me wrong, they had a couple of chances where my heart was in my mouth. But the other way around as well. We caused them some problems as well, and we actually had the ball in the back of the net as well, even though it was disallowed. But and no complaints, it was offside. But again, Stoke, completely different animal. I don't think Chelsea will struggle much to Stoke, even though it is at is it called the Britannia Stadium now? They might have changed the name of the stadium, I'm not sure, but it is at Stoke. Again, there'll be a couple of there'll be a couple of tests from Stoke, and they'll frustrate them a little bit. Jack Butland will probably have a really good game as well. He should be getting a shout for England #1. But I do expect Chelsea to see this through. I'm going to go Stoke 0, Chelsea 2. At 5:30 we have Leicester versus Liverpool. Obviously Leicester beat Liverpool 2-0 in the League Cup yesterday. I think it's going to be a completely different game on Saturday. I think both teams will have a stronger side out, and I'm going to go for a tighter game. I'm going to go Leicester 1, Liverpool 1. We now go to Sunday's fixtures. There's just one game on Sunday at 4 o'clock. It's Brighton versus Newcastle, and again I'm really looking forward to this one actually. I think two teams, again, not that good at defending, but they like going forward, and that, so you'd like to think there'd be quite a lot of goals in this. But I'm going to go Brighton 2, Newcastle 1. It is at Brighton, and I think that, as I say, I think Brighton will be the strongest because it's at home. If it had been at Newcastle, I probably would have gone the other way around. So because it's at home, I'm going to go Brighton 2, Newcastle 1. And 8 o'clock on Monday, which I'm going to miss. Well, hopefully I can watch it abroad. But it's Arsenal versus West Brom at 8 o'clock. And again, I was really impressed with the way Arsenal played against Chelsea. As I say, we out-tacticked them a little bit. We surprised them a little bit, I suppose should be the word. They thought that we were going to be all guns blazing out, but everyone stuck to the jobs. The back four, stayed solid. Well, back three, should I say? We played a back three. The back three stays solid. Your midfield was firm. They did their jobs, and the attackers did their jobs as well. They caused a lot of problems. As I said, we had there was times, where we could have gone 1 or 2-0 up. I remember, I think might have been Danny Welbeck who had a really good shot at Courtois, and then just after that it was Ramsey had a shot, and then the rebound, Lacazette should have had a tap in, but it went miles over the bar. It happens. I've seen Ronaldo do it against Wigan. I've seen Nicolas Anelka do it against Liverpool with Bolton. It happens. Even the best in the world do it. So again, completely different team on Monday. I'm sure West Brom are going to try and play us at our game that we played on Sunday. They're going to try and park the bus a little bit. They're going to frustrate us. It's Tony Pulis. He knows how to play against Arsene Wenger, I suppose. But I do think that Arsenal will nick it. I did say in last week's prediction video, I said Arsenal need to get a result out of Chelsea to prove to the fans and to prove to Arsene Wenger that they do care for this football club and that they are playing for Arsene Wenger. And I think just getting a draw at Chelsea would have given us a massive boost in confidence. We played Doncaster tonight. I do think that Arsenal should beat Doncaster at home, which is going to give us confidence. Any wins are confidence. Do you know what I mean? So I think Arsenal should be quite confident now with their fixtures coming up and going into Monday. I do think that Arsenal will nick it. I'm going to go Arsenal 2, West Bromwich Albion 1. So that has been my predictions for this weekend's fixtures coming up, and tomorrow I'll do the fixtures for next week's predictions. As I say, I'll be back on the next Friday about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it's going to be far too late to do the videos. I would have been travelling, going to be too tired. So I'll bring that video for you tomorrow. So thank you for watching, guys.